Okay. Listen, if you are a follower of Nathanyel 7, or if you just happen to be Nathanyel 7 yourself, you know, if you're actually looking at this video, this is not rehearsed, and it is just some thoughts that I had in terms of my page. After I had basically refuted a lot of your things about John 3:16, or what was it, between the testaments, about the Maccabees, clearly with no one end up giving me any commentary or video responses. I clearly refuted your doctrine, but the only thing that seemed to concern you is that you were more concerned about a copyright infringement of your work and your art and your intros of your videos than you were to actually refute what I had said. If this is something that you believe, you know, in terms of your views with Jews being called Gentiles, any of your videos, and somebody like me comes along and completely refutes everything you said, you would think that for the sake of your faith and for the sake of your followers who are watching my videos, you would think that you would actually give me a response. Just to let you know, I've tried to email you. I've asked you numerous times to please watch this video that I've done, or any refutation videos that I've done. If I'm wrong in any biblical way, please contact me back and let me know. I've received no email, no comment, and especially no video response. I've looked at your page, and I see how you get at pastors, here and there talking about, you need to come to the truth. But you haven't given any rebuttal to me at all. But the only thing that you have done is that you have deleted the first part of my video because of copyright infringement. Is that what is more important to you? Your intros about who you are, your art about Black Jesus, and just your image? Is that what is more important to you? Because if so, that speaks a whole lot about what you believe, and also makes your followers begin to question what you're truly passionate about. I mean, I really don't know how much more clear I can be. Usually when someone wants to say a belief and put it out there, and somebody else comes along and challenges that belief, kind of picks apart some of the flaws and would ask for a response, you think that, being the elder Nathanyel that you are, an elder Israelite, a leader at that, you think that, one would think that you would actually, respond back and say something. But so far, you've done nothing. And that speaks a whole lot about where your priorities are in terms of your beliefs. Are you going to defend what it is that you believe? Are you going to prove it correct? Or are you simply going to continue to look out for your image? The very thing that you deleted my first video for was for copyright infringement image. I never used any of your work for special glorification purposes, but only educational and religious. And so that's pretty much it. This is a very short video. However, everyone knows that the Between the Testaments video, part 1, has been deleted, and everyone knows that that part 1 was very vital. Yes, part 2 and part 3 are still there for people to see. However, we all know that part 1 was very vital in terms of the proof that I had given that you skimmed over. Anybody could read those Maccabee accounts for themselves and come to the conclusion that not only was there a revolt, but there was a victory over the people. The temple went from being terrible and whatever to being cleansed. And even Antiochus IV himself said that he would become a Jew. Now, I go into a whole bunch of other accounts, but I don't feel like doing it to this video. This is not what this video is for. So, in conclusion, Elder Nathanyel 7, I would like for you to actually respond to, the claims that, or the the videos that I have, that is showing some flaws in your doctrine. Now, obviously, I didn't use any of your work in this video, so I'm hoping that you would actually give me a response for the sake of your faith, for the sake of your followers who are clearly watching all my videos. I would assume, I have a good bit of a number count. And, once again, just for your own sake and your own integrity as a man. And other than that, that's pretty much all I have to say. Also, if anybody has any questions in terms of my videos, I would ask you that you would definitely drop me an email at ssoreal@gmail.com. That is my personal email address. There was one other thing I was trying to say, but basically I forgot it. That's pretty much it. But I do expect a response. Till then, you guys already know what I'm about to say. I say this at the end of almost all my videos, that if you are following a extremist black Hebrew Israelite, you are being lied to. I want you to think about that. If you want to know how, want to know why or how, watch my videos. That's why I have my page. SoReal2. YouTube.com/user/SoReal2. SSOREAL, the number 2. Watch my videos, and it will definitely make you think twice about the whole black Hebrew Israelite movement. Everything I say is biblical and biblically historical. Nothing outside of that. There were other things I did want to say too, which is one thing I did want to point out, and I said this earlier. Almost every Hebrew Israelite uses etymologyonline.com, or they'll use Zondervan's Bible Dictionary, or, well, there's nothing wrong with that, but they'll use Webster's and things like that for certain words and definitions. And I only use Greek and Hebrew, the only writing of how the Bible was, written and transferred and put together. Of course, there's other things like Arabic and Syriac, but mainly Greek and Hebrew is the main languages. And for some odd reason, black Hebrew Israelites don't like to use Greek and Hebrew because, it just doesn't support what they try to push. Other than that, oh yeah, there was one more thing. This is for people who try to prove that Paul, Peter, and Jesus and the rest of the disciples, whoever, Old Testament, New Testament, whatever, these are for people who try to prove that the only people that Paul was writing to in his letters were Jews or Israelites. Matter of fact, that was, the belief that they have of all the writers. What you will have to do is you have to prove that, that Paul was not writing to multiple audiences, because he was. You also have to prove that that Titus was an Israelite and not an uncircumcised Greek Christian Gentile who converted because of Paul. You have, and his own books end up in our canon. Yes, a Gentile, and you'll have to prove that through every single letter that he writes. You have to prove that he was talking to Israelites. That's what you have to do. In other words, you cannot pick a scripture that Paul is talking about Israelites in this one passage here because that's one of the many audiences that he's speaking to. You can't hone in on that scripture and look at all the amazing things that he's saying about these people and then assume he's talking like that or talking to those people in all the rest of his books. You can't do that. You have to prove that he is talking to those same people in different books with different books. Ephesians, Colossians. You have to do. That's what you have to do. So, unless you can do that, you cannot prove that salvation was only for Israelites and that Paul and the rest of the people were only talking to Israelites. And also, until then, you also cannot prove that Jews were actually called Gentiles. People have tried, but there's no clear distinction at all. And as a matter of fact, Paul actually makes distinctions between them. Jesus does it too. One more distinction they make is the case of the proselytes. Those were actual Gentiles that converted to Judaism. So why does Paul and Jesus, in all these accounts, call Jews, Jews, Israelites, Israelites, proselytes, proselytes, and Christians, Christians? These four terms can be all found in the New Testament. Something to think about. All right. I hope to hear a response.